Good afternoon. It's your girl, Chelsea Whittington, in one of her favorite places. Why am I speaking in third person? In one of my favorite places with two of my favorite people, attorneys Tolbert, Michael and Shelice. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I know I have been seeing both of you, but we haven't caught up here proper in the firm as of late, and so I wanted to jump in on this first day of September to let everybody know what is going on with the Tolberts. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great.
Fantastic.
Busy.
Well.
Yes, to say the least. Thank
Yes,
God.
Yes. I want to say thank you for answering my emails and kind of waving from across the room when I see you all. You have been on the go, but in both in the courtroom and in the community. And I wanted to start with an update as your tenure as state bar president comes to a close next month. Some of the things that you have been wrapping up and things that have been happening.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to do when I was sworn in is to really reach out to the local bars. We have a lot of counties in Indiana, and most of those counties have local bar associations. So, you know, as the president of the state bar, I felt that it was incumbent upon me to try to strengthen those local relationships. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that can be hard trying to get to every county bar in the whole state. Yeah. And we were able to do that virtually, as we're doing now. We're able to talk to most of the bar associations quickly and efficiently. So we have about two bar associations. I'm proud to say we have about two bar associations left. And then our affinity bars, which are African American, Asian, Pacific, Women's Bar Association to speak to, and then that goal would be completely checked off, and I would be happy. I'll sail into the sunset in October.
Yes.
Get that goal accomplished. So
yes, I don't know about the sunset though, because my next question to you would be: once you serve as president, what happens? Do you serve on a board, or do you guide the next person in? What happens next?
Well, that is another item that I wanted to make sure that I created when I was the president. Is we have a succession problem once bar presidents leave the seat.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do was to make sure I created something for past presidents to really stay engaged so that they don't feel isolated. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done, but that's in the works. So we are in the process of setting up a meeting with all the past presidents. And my thought is we're probably going to do some sort of a president circle.
Oh, nice.
Where we can keep them engaged and keep them updated on what's going on with the association. So
sounds good. It just seems like you were just installed.
It goes fast.
And here we are talking
fast.
about closing out the tenure. Shelice, I'm going to turn to you. I got the intel that you both received an accolade once again as the top 100. Tell me more. Congratulations.
Thank you. We have been again asked to remain on the top 100 national Black lawyers. So that is a blessing. We appreciate that, and it works out in the sense that it keeps us in touch with many attorneys and areas and people around the country. Mm-hmm. We have been blessed to actually get clients through that list. Mm-hmm. And clients that actually ended up having ties to Gary that were not in Gary.
And when they find you in the directory and mm-hmm. the badge of honor on your website, and just when people look you up, it's definitely a great tool, I would think, that lets people know, okay, if I'm going to engage and do business with this firm, I'm doing it with one of the top ones in the country. So congratulations. So with that, what happens? I mean, is it just the listing in the directory? What comes with that on?
You know what? It's a very good organization that highlights attorneys all the time, and they make sure that you are getting things out of it. It's not just, hey, we're listed here and you can use us. We get weekly, if not daily, emails from them saying this is what's going on, highlighting new attorneys. They have a 40 under 40 list that they utilize, but it's actually a smaller faction of the National Trial Lawyers Association.
Okay.
So in order to highlight Black attorneys, this is what they do, and it's obviously coded when you limit it to 100.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it, and they're going to see it everywhere, because I always want to let people know that the Tolberts are not only, you're doing it in the profession, but again, doing it in the community. Speaking of the community, I'm gonna stay with you, Shelice. I just thought about it after I got another reminder email. We have some things coming up with UNCF and
Yes.
Our annual
The virtual walk.
Yes.
It has turned into an annual event. It's coming up September 18th, which is going to be a very busy day for me. But we have the national walk with UNCF. It is being done virtually again across the nation. However, locally, we are partnering with WLTH Radio and having several things going on site at the radio station.
Yes.
Natalie Amos is a big supporter of us, and she was so ready to get this going. So she's taken off with it and gotten things going on. We'll be there again in person as we did last year, kind of a radiothon type deal. Our goal is to raise $10,000 this year. We raised $5,000 last year, so
you're doubling up.
We've been tasked to double up.
Oh my goodness!
So anyone interested in that, you can have teams. There has been a challenge that I must pass on to the Divine Nine members here that our UNCF regional director has challenged the Divine Nine organizations to have teams to do their walks to raise money. And if you're interested in that, you can go to uncf.org and click on the Indianapolis region to find information about the walk.
All right, sounds good. I definitely have it on my calendar. Amber and I and our CWIT team will definitely be there and ready to make a donation. Got to get those checkbooks out if we're doubling up. Attorney Tolbert, Michael, I know that since we last sat down, you all have also done some community presentations. Shout out to Attorney Candace on your team. What are some of those?
Well, the State Bar has done a phenomenal job this year of creating a nationally recognized program called Open Conversations, and is intended to have very in-your-face, transparent conversations about equity and inclusion. So I was asked to speak at the January session, and then the last session that we just had in late August, Candace and I were able to speak about racial injustice in the legal profession. And it was just a great opportunity to kind of share my thoughts about the legal profession and how we as lawyers can impact race relations. Because, I always say that, lawyers are the change agent. If you look at the civil rights laws going all the way back to Thurgood Marshall, lawyers have always been at the forefront of that change. So, it only makes sense that we're at the forefront of these conversations and kind of letting people know what can we do to change the landscape of race relations in America.
And to change some laws, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I've always told
Absolutely.
and taught, that if you really want to impact change, you have to change the laws.
That's exactly right.
And that's great to hear. So for those, and there's so many who follow you online and follow your careers, are those types of presentations available to watch online, or how does that work?
Yes, well, the open conversations for the most part are geared more towards lawyers and members of the Bar Association, but they are recorded, and I'm sure I could get my hands on the recording and
we want
pass
that
along.
Yeah, pass it this way so we can pass it out there, because a lot of times when people don't have the information to arm themselves, and being in the circles that you all travel in, you keep us informed, especially when laws are changing, things are expiring, voters' rights, all those different types of things that matter in our community. I also recall that we have been putting out the call, Shelice, that Tolbert & Tolbert is hiring, and we understand that the climate we currently live in, there's a fraction of the population that's very comfortable with not working. Whether it be fear of the pandemic, I get that, but also the ability to draw income in without actually being at work. And nonetheless...
It's called passive. That's passive.
Yes, exactly.
Very passive.
Super passive. But I want to give you this time again to put out there the position that you have open here at your firm in hopes that someone watches or shares and applies.
Yes, we are still searching for a paralegal that has some experience with civil litigation, civil work. Unfortunately, well, I should say fortunately, paralegals are working.
Okay.
And that's a good thing. We haven't had a lot of resumes come in. We've been using a lot of job sites and things to try to recruit people, but we've not been getting many responses. So we are hiring for a full-time position paralegal. We offer some things that other places are not offering as far as benefits go. So if you know anyone that has some paralegal experience, please have them email their resume to Tolbert, that's STOLBERT @tolbertlegal.com.
All right. And
See, that was way too fancy. See, if you need your teeth fixed and your eyes checked and full health care, then you need to come see us. See, that's the pitch.
That's the pitch.
I need paralegal experience.
And in exchange,
we're gonna have a line of folks that just want some benefits. Get the teeth fixed and the eyes checked.
Oh my goodness. I often talk about how fun it is to hang out with my clients because, particularly my clients who are married. Shout out to the Birds. And we had a fun time over at Popcorn World when you all did the popcorn taste.
And I have to say that I've had sorors that have said, we watched that video and we went on over to Popcorn World.
Yes, that's how it works.
Yes.
And we want you all to do the same as you watch these videos. Come on over for your legal needs. Tolbert and Tolbert Law Firm, located right here in beautiful Gary, Indiana, right on the corner of 11th and Broadway. And as we close out, I love to close out with good news. And I've been trying to get on the calendar, and we finally got on the calendar for this conversation as I'm catching you before you get out of pocket and off the grid for a special celebration. Who wants to share with a special landmark?
I want to put her on the spot because last time she got the anniversary wrong.
I did not get the anniversary wrong.
She said September 15, 1982. I'm like, 1982?
See what I mean?
So when did we get married? I need to know the answer.
Lives.
Interrogation.
So when did we get married? See
that? The second day of September.
Okay, all right. That's
in
good.
2006. I can tell you when you proposed.
What did I have on? When
we got married, you had on a tuxedo. What else would you have on? What did I have on?
You had on a dress. A
white dress.
So here's a funny story though. So seriously, quickly. So we weddings are busy. As the bride and groom, people don't realize that you are just moving.
Mm-hmm.
So at the reception, we didn't really get to eat.
Neither did we.
So after the reception, we went to McDonald's in Miller.
I love it.
And so we were in line, and
not in your wedding garb.
Yes, I was in my wedding dress. He was in his tuxedo.
No social media.
And it was September. It was warm still, and we're there. And whatever reason, we don't even eat like this. He was like, "I need a fillet of fish," and I was like, "I just want that orange drink and those fries." So we're like, "We gonna get a fillet of fish meal." People were in line, they're like, "Are you guys dressed up for a costume party?" And asking us if we were like going to a costume party. We're like, "No, we just got married." So the guy behind us paid for our food.
Oh, I love it. I've never heard that story. The after party in Miller at McDonald's. And I know every time you pass it now, it's like,
it is. It's a special. It has a special place in our heart. And I will say this in all seriousness, this is probably my favorite time of the year because I get to celebrate one of the best decisions that I ever made, and that's marrying this beautiful woman. And I said this morning, she just does so much for me and our family and for this business, and she's just the most complete woman I've ever been around, and I'm just happy she chose me.
Oh,
so this is a great time. I'm very happy about this time every year. So I get to celebrate with her, and it's 15 years. We've been married for 15 years, so looking forward to a lifetime to go.
That's right. Oh, I can't script this, you guys. This is real life. I love it. And with that, there's no more to say other than yay for love. These are the Tolbert's attorneys, Michael and Shelice Tolbert. Please make sure you follow, share, like, and tell everybody when you want the best legal service ever, look no further than this firm. I have been your host today with this CWIT session, Chelsea Whittington. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care, everyone.